here at a pottery festival today. Just learning how to make some statues about clay and pottery and just art in general, really. So obviously not, we're here at XPO. It's going to be good. From Brisbane, we've come down. We're here for the night session. Brought Crystal down, of course. We've got Jacob behind the camera. We've got a few friends that you might have seen if you're familiar with the vlog. So stick along and do me a favor. If you're going to stick around and watch this, and of course you are because it's XPO, make sure to like the video, share it with someone, comment, let me know what you think when you go in and check it out, and of course subscribe for more anything health, fitness, and of course lifestyle as well. So anyway, we'll check it out. Jacob's already been in, he already knows what's inside. We're going to check it out. We're going to have a look at some of the shows. We're going to chat to some of the people. Apparently there's talks, there's conventions, there's all sorts of stuff inside, and obviously there's a lot of stuff that's not PG, but we'll see how we go on YouTube, and I'll see how Jacob edits together anyway. So it should be good. Let's go in. Let's not piss about anymore because it's been the whole day trying to get here, but anyway, it should be fun. All right, let's head inside. Can you hear me? What was that? What? All right, so we're here front and center on the main stage. I'm going to be getting up here and getting my clothes off really soon. No, I'm not. It's YouTube. We got to keep it PG. But we were just saying, we had a little bit of food. We were listening to some of the sexual education. We watched some of the shows in the background. Very, very entertaining, very sexy indeed. And if you are people watching, I've got to say, this is first class. There's people here from all walks of life, and that's really interesting. And that's not disrespectful, but I think it's a place, when we talk about sexuality in the modern day, where we're seeing people from all walks of life express themselves and feel really confident with who they are and walking around and wearing what they want to wear and doing what they want to do, which is almost a little bit taboo. It's amazing to see where it's actually started. I mean, obviously I'm 30 years old. I've not been around. I'm not one of the guys who walk in the planet that long, but if we think about 30, 40, 50, 100 years ago, this was all a bit under wraps and it was a little bit hush hush, but now it's right in your face. We've got different communities. You can be whatever you want to be. So we're going to go around, I'm going to meet some of those people. We're going to talk about some sexual education. My girlfriend's trying to dodge it. We're going to look at some toys, some things that maybe you guys might want to do in the bedroom or not want to do. Maybe open your mind up to some other things, because when we think about sex, people think about it as a one-dimensional thing, and it's not. It's much more, and it can be much deeper. It doesn't have to be, but if you want it to be, it can be. And sometimes you've got to try it, or as my friend always said, if you like it, try it. If you don't, try it. You might like it. So, speaking of which, let's go and try out some stuff. For the viewers at home, okay. If you had to describe in 10 seconds what you do and who you are, how would you describe it?
I am an OnlyFans content creator and escort in Brisbane.
There you go.
Yeah.
So apart from the obvious,
yep,
from gaining some exposure and meeting some people,
yep,
why else are you here? Or what is the agenda apart from maybe getting a few more clients?
Oh, I love to meet other people in the industry. Like, there are some amazing people here, and it has been so much fun meeting them. Like, you meet your idols and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah? Okay, so who in the industry are your idols? Give us a description.
Oh, Lucy Power, hands down Lucy Power. Obviously Robbie and Katy, our amazing friends.
For the people at home, right, if you've got to give them one piece of advice that will improve their sexual health and well-being, what would be your biggest takeaway and advice to the people at home? Something that they can actually do right now.
Talk about what you want out of a relationship and out of your sex life. Just talk. It's so easy to do, but not many people do it.
Well, honestly, I gotta say, there's kinky scientists, my clitter, maximum sexual glitter, I better not say that word, and candy. So there's been a few clever businesses here that have kind of got themselves in there, which is actually really good, to be honest, because when you're walking around, anything really you can kind of relate back to sexual. So we've spoke to a few characters, we're going to speak to a few more people if we can find some of my friends here in the industry. But if not, I'll wander around, I'll get a little bit more footage to you guys. But remember, stick around because I'm going to try and get on a couple of key guests to speak to you guys about some things that I think you'll be interested in. Just some thought-provoking sentences and perhaps some, implementing things you can do to enhance your own sexual endeavors. And then honestly, we need to get some food. It's about 9:30 now, so it's on till 12. There's quite a few more shows on. You've got to keep in mind, it's really noisy, so even if I'm shouting, it's probably edited. This is why. There's about a 10-foot cock behind Jacob at the minute. It's walking this way, so we'll see you in the next segment. Jacob, watch out, mate. Rob and Katy, my friends, are actually doing a talk right now, so I'm obviously not going to be able to speak to them anytime soon, but what they're talking about is just sexual health and relationships. Katy's getting into more of the breathing side of things, and from what I can ascertain, Rob's doing more of the relationship side of stuff. So they're going through some sensual touch techniques, they're going through some breathing techniques, and they're just talking about how to build a stronger relationship, whether that's monogamous or polyamorous, meaning multiple sexual partners, or even partners in general. So if I can, I will try and get them on, but I don't know if I am with the time limit. But if you want to learn more about what they do, you can go back. I did a podcast with Rob about a year ago. Check it out. It's on the Raw Knowledge podcast. I'll put a link up here on the screen at the minute, so you can check that out as well if you want to know more. They are also OnlyFans creators, so for those of you who are a bit curious, or maybe you just want to know about it, seek to understand and have a little listen. So I'm going to let them do that thing and have a little listen in, and then we are probably going to, like I said, find some food, and then I'll do a bit of a wrap up for you guys then. But stay tuned. Do not go yet. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. Guys, so I said you shouldn't move away from the screen. If you've listened to the podcast and you've seen some of the episodes before, you'll recognize the man himself, Robbie Oz. So we've got him here. We had to listen to the talk that you and Katy did before. It was great. Talked about some tips about how to create that sensual environment, how you can create more connection with your partner, but also as well, how you can have a little bit more fun outside of the relationship if that's something that you choose to do. So make sure you check that out. I'll put some links below as well to that. Rob, what have the highlights been so far this weekend, apart from perhaps even sharing some of that knowledge on stage?
Definitely seeing my wife do, honestly, there was a moment where I watched her talking on stage and I was just honestly just admiring how amazing she was, and just the fact that we've created this, you know what I mean? We believed it, we went for it, and now we're speaking on the stage at Expo together, and Katy was a kindergarten 12 months ago teacher, so she wasn't in kindergarten, she was a kindergarten teacher 12 months ago, so probably that, and just meeting so many like-minded people.
Yeah. I've been asking everyone at the show that I've had an opportunity to talk to some of the things that not only were highlights, but maybe some of the takeaways for you. Obviously, kind of being on the opposite end of it, being more of an educator. What are some of the things, or maybe some of the tools or experiences that you can take away from this Sexpo in particular in 2022?
Actually, the girl that's on now, Eleanor Hadley, I really loved watching her, how she can guide. She does lap dances, and watching you, she will look where she wants you to look. And it was actually really interesting. I was watching her follow her hand, and I felt a little bit should I be looking at that? But then it was so beautiful just to watch her. She literally guided my eyes right through and teased me. And I guess I'd never consciously thought, where you look, they look. So that was really cool to see her demonstrate that and do that.
I'll end with this, my man. What is, for the viewers at home, for the people watching, some advice that you could give for them to improve their sexual relationship, whether it's with themselves or their partner right now? What's the best advice that you could give?
Okay, probably the biggest thing is to men, because I mainly speak to men, is masturbation is the thing that you do every single day for most guys, but they just do the same thing over and over again and they waste it. You can actually use that like any sort of sport as you're training. You can use that to help you last longer. You can use that to separate orgasm and ejaculation. So just don't waste that masturbation. You can actually, there's things that you can apply that you can train every day, no matter what it is. There's so many benefits. If you do premature ejaculation, you can train yourself to last longer, know your limits, stuff like that. So that's probably the biggest thing that I find men don't do is use that to train yourself. And men in their 30s should ejaculate once a week for ultimate energy levels once a week. So it's just kind of something to weigh up and think about, and yeah, use that training.
I'll second that. I think that's a key thing. That's something that I've definitely benefited from, especially when you're young and you start having a bit of a play, and you go from there and you go, actually, there's a little bit more to this. And again, learning to channel that. So great takeaway, guys. Stop wasting the tissues. You heard it here from Robbie Oz. We're at a place called Cheeky Waffles. You heard it here first. Now I'm here with the other half of Rob. Katy, how's it going?
Great, I am having the best time, hey, like the energy, the atmosphere, it's just great. I'm absolutely loving it.
We watched your talk before. I was saying to Rob it was good, sharing some of those little tips and tricks which kind of come together and help people create more connection and depth and have a better sexual experience.
Yeah, it's things that, you don't think of, like everyone just goes straight for that penetration straight away, but you don't think of doing those little things that can help you in the bedroom as well.
Out of interest then in your journey, because obviously we talked about with Rob like where you were 12 months ago and where you are now, it's quite a fast forward.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's happened. What are some of the big learnings, or if you could pick out a key learning for you that really stands out in your mind that has helped you with your own sexuality?
It's actually been a journey to myself, so I've been diving into myself, going through my own insecurities, the own conditioning, how I was brought up as a child, the shame and guilt and everything I've had around the sex, and how I can change that now and actually embody it and be present with what I'm doing.
What are some things that you would offer as advice to them, or if you could go back and speak to your younger self to kind of maybe have a better relationship with it all?
Yeah, if I could go back to my younger self and speak, it's to know your boundaries. So I said yes way too many times. Like I was had that moment of being used through sex and stuff, and now I can actually take that step back and be like, do I actually want this? Is this an experience that I want to have? What am I getting out of it? And just feel into your body, is this a yes or is this a no? And really be firm with that, And when you're younger, you don't really know, but if you just tap into that body, do I want this or not? And then for the older women, the older mums, I love mums give their body away, to their children, to their partner. Do mums actually look after themselves? So I invite you, all your mums, all the females out there, is to look in front of the mirror naked, stand there nude, look at your body, really embrace that, really love your body. Love comes from within first, and then you can bring that outwards, and that shines.
So what are we doing?
We're gonna make a penis, dip a penis. Make a chocolate penis?
Make a chocolate penis. Make a chocolate. Not real. It's PG. It's YouTube. Calm down. Oh.
I know.
Have you seen how many chocolate buttons are in here?
I just want to dive in there.
That is like a kilo of white chocolate buttons. I could sprinkle them everywhere.
But you know what?
Look at that.
Love? Yeah.
I'm serious.
I
I was like, whoa. What does the menu say?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is this dark chocolate, milk chocolate, caramel chocolate, and white chocolate. And then you've got sprinkles, Oreo, or golden powder.
Yeah.
Or rainbow sprinkles. Chocolate, just get it in, and you just dunk it, lad. Woo! Look at that.
Is that milk chocolate?
I have no idea. I'll let you know when I put it in my mouth in a minute. It sounds well. And now,
Oh, look at this. That's
What?
so pretty. I'll put some Oreo on mine.
I was going to say, I'll put some on yours.
Woo-hoo.
Put a bit of Biscoff on it. Go on.
How good.
I feel like this is going to be very messy.
Wait, roll one. I kind of want to lick it.
That's actually really good.
My chocolate's gone everywhere.
Would you like a lift? No, we're down in the basement. Not being dodgy, we're just wrapping it up. It's been good, it's been fun, it's been different. Sexpo 2022, Brisbane, Australia. It's been cool. So you've heard from some people in the industry, you've heard some friends, some people I've had on the podcast, some people who are doing some great things. take it with all a grain of salt as well, guys. Remember, be open-minded, do what you want to do. I think at the end of the day, it's just about being yourself and exploring your own sexuality. There's probably a lot of takeaways as well in terms of being open-minded, but also just surrendering to what you might want to do, what you might want to explore. But ultimately, each to their own. If you're not hurting anyone and you're enjoying yourself, it's the little things. And as we've learned about tonight as well, they can be the little things. Oftentimes, it's not about the big things. A lot of it's smoke and mirrors, where if you start with the small things and create those connections, you can actually have a really fulfilling sex life, and it doesn't have to be anything out of the ordinary or anything that you might have seen on 50 Shades of Grey, unless that's what you're into. So we're going to wrap it up here, guys. You already know. Like, comment, subscribe, and until the next one, stay fearless.